All right, Travis, well, take us for a good stroll around because I'm really excited to see what's at the back doors here, mate.
Sounds good. I mean, this is the showroom here, so you can kind of see all the products and things that we carry.
Yeah, you carry stacks of product as well. Is it all current model products, or do you actually stock a fair bit of stuff that's for the older bikes as well?
We do have a lot of stuff for the older bikes. We don't make a lot of products for them, but majority of the stuff for newer bikes is, clamps and things like that. We don't make any of that stuff for the older bikes, but we do have pipes and silencers and exhausts for at least the older ones.
With the Pro Circuit, let's talk about the uniqueness of them, because a lot of the Pro Circuit stuff is bolt-on, besides maybe the suspension and some of the inside engine work. Is that right?
Yep, I mean, all the stuff that's on Ivan's bike is available. It's our big slogan that we race, we win, and that's how we develop all of our products. So there's no company out there that, a lot of our competitors have attempted to go racing, but they haven't been successful at it. And most of those products that are on that bike are things that we developed with our own race team or other race teams that we've helped, and then we've continued, and there's a purpose why we sell it. It's something that we developed, and we're different than any other just motorcycle shop. The only thing that we'll carry in here is our actual products, or sponsors of our team. So you'll only see Renthal, you'll only see N-Style and Scott and companies like that, and we only carry their products in our showroom, and they're the products that we push. We use our race team uses the best products, and that's the products that we only sell.
Now, I noticed, as you said, mate, over here, some of the old bikes that you restored. Did you restore them yourself?
No, we actually have a company called Vintage Iron that does a lot of the stuff. We obviously don't make products for these bikes. Mitch wasn't around back then, but yeah, we just have a company do it, and Mitch, like I said, plans on doing something later in the future.
Unbelievable, mate. You've got bikes from everywhere. These aren't just race bikes. It looks like it's the average trail bike rider is here as well.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see some 03s and 02s and 89s laying around. I mean, just general customers that bring their bikes in and want to get it done by Pro Circuit. This is actually where motors that come from all over the world are done. We have a guy, Dave Chase, who runs the department. He's kind of head of the service department. They do complete motors, heads, or just like I said, the general customer that wants to bring in his bike and just get his oil changed or something, he can bring that in and get it done here. So every little mechanic has their own station, and they'll work on the motors, and we either ship them out or customers come in and pick them up.
Just for the Aussie guys, mate, the guys that work on Ivan Tedesco's engines are the same blokes that do the work here, aren't they?
When it comes to performance mods, yes. Most of the stuff that we developed is developed from racers, from Ivan Tedesco and things. And as far as motor mods and suspension, a lot of people just don't realize that you can send in your suspension from around the world. Or we can buy a complete bike for someone, and just build a complete bike and ship it to someone. That's another way to do it too. And what other people know is you can actually buy race bikes at the end of the year. We revamp their race bikes, go through them, repowder coat it, rebuild it from the frame up, and we actually sell their previous race bike. This is kind of unique here. I mean, this is just our actual receiving department. So you can see that customers have sent in a head and cylinder or their suspension just to get done. Majority of our stuff that we do is shipped here. It's not brought in. So
we're in the heart of Pro Circuit, mate. This is what Pro Circuit was really built on: pipes and mufflers.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously our main focus is exhaust. We changed directions a little bit this year by doing more things with four-stroke motors and parts like that. The exhaust side of it's easy. Anyone can build an exhaust system, but can they be a true performance company and have other parts? And that's what we try to pride ourselves in. This is where they do all the suspension. This is kind of where they do all the valving. So we got guys that do just the valving on this side. On the other side they do assembly, and then on the other side of the wall they do teardown and things. So general customer, there's kind of 3 different stages. It kind of comes in, it gets disassembled and cleaned and tore down, and then it goes into the valving section where they do all the valving. All the specs and everything are done by James Bacon. So those are done by him, and he sees every set of suspension that comes in here. Some of you guys know him as Bones, but and then it goes from that stage to just assembly and then off to shipping. Like I said earlier, majority of the suspension is shipped in here from the States or sometimes around the world.
This is like a science lab in here.
Yeah, this is where actually Mitch spends most of his time.
He does. So Mitch still actually ports the engines, and that's amazing.
Yeah, you'll see there's his desk right there, and that's where he spends most of his time. And this is where you mainly catch him, is in this department. So He's not here right now, but yeah, I mean, general customer that sends in his barrel, Mitch is grinding on it. So
let's go back to the business side, Travis. Logistics of running a company this big, mate, it must be a massive job, you know, not just from, you know, building suspension and building great engines, but you've got packaging to think about, you've got shipping to think about. There's so much to do. Like, how many people does Pro Circuit employ?
that's the thing, just the employee part of things, you know. There's about 30 at this location. There's 125 at our manufacturing plant. So that building's just as big as this one, and that's probably the hardest part, you know, just doing the logistics side of things, you know, with employees and, you know, people calling in sick and just that kind of stuff. But I think we do a fairly good job of everything, you know. We try to make it a little bit of a fun environment from everyone here, not just such a serious environment, you know. So I think that helps. We try to keep it fun around here.
There's a lot of play like goes on. As you said, you guys have got to enjoy yourselves as well as be professional about your job. What's this up here, Travis?
Well, this is part of the fun we were talking about earlier. It was kind of just an after-hours photo shoot that we had, and we kind of just the photo got out, and they made some posters of it, and there's a few hundred of those circling around.
So they're a bit of a collector's item, are they, mate?
There is. I wish it wasn't. I wish you could get rid of a few, but yeah, I was a little bit embarrassed when it came out. It was actually on a bunch of websites and things, and like I said, it wasn't a photo that I thought that was going to get out.
So how did you go with the babe on there?
I wish I would have done something with, or got her number or whatever, but unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Oh, mate, it's good that you all enjoy yourselves out here because it does make the long hours go a lot quicker, doesn't it?
It does, especially with girls like that hanging around the shop.